Today, in under 10 minutes, I'm going to run you through my cryptocurrency plan for the month of August. This is exactly what I'm doing in terms of trading altcoins. I'm going to tell you when I'm buying altcoins and selling altcoins based on a major technical setup which is starting to present. And I'm going to show you the exact altcoins that I'll be longing this month and the exact altcoins that I will be shorting this month. This is a very important video to make sure that your strategy is prepared for the next few weeks in the face of unprecedented volatility in the crypto market. And hopefully by delivering this short and concise plan to you here today, you will be better equipped to navigate these current market conditions. If you want more content like this in the future, make sure you do click that post notification bell down below so you don't miss a single upload. And if you do want to trade cryptocurrency, I'll leave a link in the description below to Blowfin, where if you sign up and deposit $100, you're going to get a free $10 worth of Solana airdrop to your account. Then you can simply take the $100 out if you like. And you will also be able to spin the lucky wheel to win a bunch of prizes, including this prize here, which is 15 Solana, which is valued at over $2,000 at the current price, alongside a variety of other assets. So I'll leave the link there for anyone that wants to sign up. I think it's one of the best campaigns that we have currently had on Blowfin today, which, by the way, is a non-KYC exchange, which is great. So firstly, before I get into my strategy here, let's recap the Bitcoin price action. Because what Bitcoin's been doing, for years now, but especially over the last few months, is forming very distinct price ranges. You can see from March 2024 until August 2024, so around 6 months, Bitcoin was chopping in a range. I'll get the exact figure for you. It was chopping for 158 days, which is a really long range, but it's quite funny. Towards the bottom of the range, every time we tested range low around 60K, and at the top of the range, every time we tested 70 to 73K, people got super bearish at the bottom and super bullish at the top. But all along, the whole time, we were just chopping within a range. And if you just played the bottom of the range by buying altcoins and selling altcoins at the top, or even shorting at the top, you would have been able to take advantage of the 24% swings to the upside and the 20% swings to the downside. Of course, there were times where price would deviate and fake out, like you can see at the bottom here, or even at the top here. If you want to draw in the actual range high at 70K, we had deviation above to 73, but that is normal market movement, and those moves are intended to shake you out of the market. So now you understand the range structure that Bitcoin has been in, let's talk about where we are now. So Bitcoin has now broken down below the range, which also has confluence with a major indicator that I find pretty important for bullish and bearish momentum in the market, the 200 moving average on the daily, and it's now settling around $57,000 at the time of recording this video. There is a question to be asked right now, which could pave the way for strong gains in the market over the next month or two, and that is, are we forming a new range? So you'll notice here, we put in a low of $49,000. We also retested and captured liquidity in that area at $50,000. It's important to note that the previous range was from 60K to 70K, so it was a 10K increment. This new potential range that may be forming right now could be between 50K and 60K. So it's one price step lower than the prior range. And obviously that's off the back of macro uncertainty relating to the geopolitical climate, the yen unwind, the election now with Kamala creeping up in terms of the odds, and overall seasonality in Q3 being weaker than Q4. Needless to say, a potential formation of this range leads me to two very clear scenarios of when I'm buying and trading altcoins. I'm getting a lot of people asking me, Mars, are you buying altcoins right now? Are you selling altcoins right now? The answer is very, very simple, and it relies on two variables. Let me explain. Variable number one for buying altcoins is Bitcoin continues its push higher here. It breaks back above the 200 MA on the daily, which has confluence with the 60K previous range low, now flipped into resistance. If it can execute an SR, support resistance flip, back into the bottom of the range, then we can deem this to be deviation, albeit extreme deviation, just like we got in May and July. And I will look to re-enter altcoin positions on the confirmation of a hold of 60. I'll be getting into the strongest altcoins. I'll show you that list in just a second on this flip. And I would be prepared to cut that position if we broke back down below. So let's say we got above 60K in the 200 MA. We confirmed above. I'm buying these pullbacks. And then we end up faking out and coming back down below. I would be willing to cut at around $58,000, which is the current range high that we are forming, if this is a new range. And that takes time to play out. But I'm preemptively telling you this now, so by the time it does play out, you are prepared for that eventuality. So that is scenario number one. We break above 60K, and bullish continuation could take us all the way back into this range, and I'll buy the confirmation of 60. No need to rush in the market. Sometimes it's best waiting for bullish continuation instead of making a rash move into resistance. In case this is resistance, and we aren't able to break above this level, I have de-risked some altcoin positions over the last 24 hours. I said in yesterday's video that I was taking some of the profits from this dip and topping up my stablecoin balance, as well as consolidating low conviction positions into high conviction positions. So if you are underweight stablecoins, you can potentially take this as an opportunity to fix that. Get 10 to 20% stablecoins back in your account to protect against further downside in case we do end up coming down, because I would say right now it's 50-50 as to whether we're going to come down or break back into the range. That leads me into scenario number two. I will also buy altcoins if this is the top of a new range and we come back down and capture liquidity at the bottom of that pocket, which is around the 50K mark. There is a chance we revisit the lows or at least start to sweep this gap here at 50 to 52K. And if that is the case, I do want to be prepared to potentially bid some altcoins at very heavy discounts, because you've got to remember they've rallied, a lot of them 30% over the last couple of days, that would likely reverse those gains and give us opportunities to stack a little bit lower. So if we do end up coming back down and we end up rejecting, and we can have a little impulse higher and reject off 60, we can even have a small deviation above and then reject. If we do end up rolling over like this and heading back down to this zone, I also want to buy altcoins here. So there are only two places that I will buy altcoins. It's not right now. It's either at the bottom of the range or at a break of 60. And that is the simplest plan that I currently have for the crypto market. Those are the only two scenarios where I'm interested right now in stacking altcoins. Now, what altcoins am I buying? And also, if we do end up getting rejected at 60, what altcoins can you short? I'm going to tell you the altcoins now with relative strength and the altcoins with relative weakness. I do want to keep this video concise, but if you do want the data on the strongest bounces by percentage, this is a great spreadsheet that was created by Ceteris, which tracks the 24-hour returns from the Pico lows of the move to where we currently are. But I've condensed this into my own watch list, which should be able to help you out here. Meme coins feature heavily in this watch list because they were some of the strongest performers, but there are also some majors which performed well. I'm going to give you 9 positions now, but there were more. There was probably about 15 positions that returned 30% plus that are on major centralized exchanges, but 9 in particular stand out, and I'll mention them now. The first one is Solana. I won't go too much into the individual TA on Sol, but that was one of the strongest movers from the bottom of the wick, going up 40%. Jupiter is the ecosystem proxy play that performed the best. If you are interested in going more risk on in Solana, Jupiter is another one on my bounce list. Ton, as well, being another L1, bounced super strongly, up 35%. Remember, many other L1s like AVAX, ADA, Atom is a layer 0, but it's considered infrastructure tech. These type of coins only bounced 14%. So 30% does make Ton and Solana an outlier in the market. Of course, the meme coins feature heavily in this list because this is a very strong narrative now which commands mindshare. So these will be coins that I'll bid on the break of 60 or if we go and sweep lows. Meme coins in particular that I'm looking at. MOG and POPCAT, these are 2 cat coins which have led the latest cat rally, still at a major discount from their highs. NEIRO, which has been running really hot recently. If the market does pull back into range low at 50K, I would love a chance to bid some NEIRO. Conversely, if we break 60, I think NEIRO will continue to outperform. Then you have RWA, which is on my watch list. ONDO in particular bounced really strongly. It wicked all the way below this support level, bounced 43%. PENDLE also bounced 40%. These were two very strong gainers, and I think RWA, considering Donald Trump Jr. has been teasing the Trump's foray into RWA, will continue to be a strong narrative this cycle. And then TAO was another coin that performed really well from the lows, bouncing 67%, and this is probably the top AI proxy play in terms of relative strength for this next move. Remember, these coins will only come into play if the two scenarios I discussed before play out, and these coins are the ones that I think will exhibit the most gains off the bounce of 50K, or if Bitcoin breaks 60, will continue exhibiting relative strength into the next move. If you do want to short, now I personally don't short the market a lot. I do a little bit of it, but I don't do it heavily. But if you are a trader and a day trader specifically, you can also look at shorting range higher if we do have a squeeze up to 60, and then if there's signs on the lower time frame of rolling over, let's say we do something like this, and then we start to break down, and this pattern looks like it's going to play out and target the lows again, you want to be shorting the weakest coins. So you don't want to be shorting the strong coins like Solana, which command mindshare. You want to be shorting coins which didn't bounce well at all and look extremely weak and have broken high time frame levels. I'll give you 4. Injective looks very weak. It broke below a major support level and didn't bounce well at all. ADA did the same thing. AVAX did the same thing, and Atom did the same thing. I'm not shitting on these 4. There are a lot more, probably 20 coins which have a similar setup right now on centralized exchanges, but these are 4 that you can look into and of course find more with similar setups. That is my plan for the next month in crypto. Hope you enjoyed this shorter video, but I packed the alpha in for you. Long, coins with relative strength. Short, coins with relative weakness, and play off the potential new range that is forming on Bitcoin. I'll keep you updated as it eventuates. That is my altcoin plan for this month. And if you do want to trade any altcoins, there's a link in the description below to Blowfin where you will get a $10 Sol airdrop for free just for depositing at the end of the campaign period. Of course, you can pull that $100 back out and you'll also get a free lucky wheel spin. And for those that want to trade more, you can continue to win unlimited spins by building up trading volume on the exchange. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.